What is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here. We are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Sunday, November 20th slate of NBA action. Man, I'm super excited to dive into it. We do have a pretty decent slate of NBA on as of today. We are coming off of a day of Saturday where we literally only had 5 games on. Definitely a disgusting slate. I did not see a lot of green from a lot of people. It was a very weird Saturday for sure. But hopefully we can turn that around as of today. As you guys know, I did not put out a video as of yesterday either. Saturdays are just one of those days that I do have to go into work early, unfortunately. And with that being said, there wasn't really any lines other than I think it was like the Spurs spread up until like 11 o'clock my time. So but until that point, I had to, obviously get some sleep. So I do apologize about it. But I did go ahead and put out 2 plays on my page. We'll talk about those in just a minute. But if I ever do not post a video, I will be putting up plays still on either the community tab here on my channel or on my Twitter. So make sure you guys do check out both those spots for sure. But before we go ahead and dive into it, I did just want to go ahead and say we are still currently on the road to 9,000 subscribers. We are actually pretty close. We're about halfway from 8,000 over to 9,000. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys do like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Next, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do. And thank you guys so much for giving such a small channel such a big chance, as I always say. It truly does mean the absolute world to me. So much more than you guys will ever know. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into a quick recap as of yesterday. Definitely not a very good day. So we ended up having Fred VanVleet over 22.5 points. This one didn't frustrate me because it didn't hit. It frustrated me because of the way that it didn't hit. Fred VanVleet started out the game and by the time that the fourth quarter hit, he was shooting 4 for 16, 25% from the field. Only takes 2 shots in the fourth quarter, misses both of them, so he is then shooting 4 for 18. And during this fourth quarter and in overtime, they ran Scotty Barnes at the point guard position and Malachi Flynn. They kind of went alternate on both of those, and they had Fred VanVleet sitting in the corner. They were hiding Fred VanVleet in the corner, and at one point they were using him as a screener. I mean, what in the world is going on over there? That was absolutely wild to me. They didn't even want Fred VanVleet to be shooting at all. I'm surprised he was in the game. It was probably because they needed him to, because they didn't have a whole lot of bodies out there. But it was just absolutely insane. There's just no reason that Fred VanVleet should have been sitting in the corner. But, it is what it is. We ended up losing that one. Then we had Rudy Gobert over 26.5 points plus rebounds. Once again, this one did not work out for us either. He did end up getting his over in rebounds. I guess I should have just taken that. He just really couldn't get the ball to go into the basket tonight. He shot 4 for 7, which obviously is really not that bad, but he just really didn't see a whole lot of shot attempts. A lot of other guys were taking those away. Anthony Edwards ended up shooting the ball 21 times, so definitely a tough spot when you're getting a guy that shoots that many times. So without any further ado, though, I did find 3 plays that I did like. I will say these are disgusting plays. These are plays that are you normally would not play plays like these. But I still found a lot of value in them. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into these plays. So for our first play of the day, our King Skill Shot play of the day, we're taking Kelly Oubre under 19.5 points here versus Washington at minus 120 odds. I see a lot of value in this play, and the reason being is because this number is super inflated from when Terry Rozier and Gordon Hayward were out of the lineup. He's been really good to the over here recently, but other than last game versus the Cleveland Cavaliers where he went absolutely ballistic, he has not hit this over in any games this year when both those two were in the lineup. So I do think that does end up speaking a little bit of volume. He's almost perfect to this line other than last game versus the Cavs where he went absolutely ballistic. I think he is due for some negative regression as well. Also, the over-under is pretty low in this game. It's only set to 221, which is honestly pretty low. And in that game versus the Cavs, it also went into overtime, which definitely helped with Kelly Oubre going crazy. I don't think that happens today. Washington is also 8th in points allowed this year. They've been a very, very good defense here recently, to be honest. And they allowed the 6th fewest points per game in their last 3 games. So I think it's a pretty good spot to target. Also, in their last 3 games, they've been just a complete lockdown defense. They have the 4th best defensive efficiency in all of basketball. Wow, those numbers those numbers just speak for themselves. I mean, those are great numbers. So without any further ado, that is going to be our kill shot play of the day. Kelly Oubre under 19.5 points here versus Washington at -120 odds. Now for our second play of the day, we're taking Cameron Payne over 27.5 PRAs here versus the Knicks at -110 odds. Now the reason that I do like this play is because mostly there is not going to be Chris Paul in the lineup. Chris Paul is still with the heel injury that he does have, and so Cam Payne is going to have to be that guy. In the last 5 games without Chris Paul being in the lineup, Cameron Payne has seen at least 30-plus minutes in all of these games, and he's actually hit this over in 3 of his last 5. So I think it's a really good spot to target, but also it's a really great matchup here versus the Knicks. Not only has Cam Payne seen those 30-plus minutes in all of those games, he's also seen about 15 to 17 shot attempts. So he's been very, very good. And I think that if he can get us right around 20 points, I think that it's pretty much a lock, to be completely honest. The Knicks also do allow the 7th most points per game to opposing point guards, 7th most rebounds per game to opposing point guards, and 6th most assists per game to opposing point guards. I think that Jalen Brunson has been a great addition to that Knicks roster, but it truly has not helped their defense. So I think it's a really good spot. Also, New York is 4th when it comes to pace. So they play at a super fast pace overall. So I think that it is a really good spot to target. So we're going to be riding with it for our second play of the day. Cameron Payne over 27.5 PRAs here versus the Knicks at -120 odds. Now for our third and final play of the day, we're going to be taking Kevin Huerter over 2.5 threes here versus the Pistons at -130 odds. Now I think he has a really good spot to hit, a really good shot to hit this. He is coming off of a 1 3-pointer made game here versus the San Antonio Spurs. He shot like 1 for 5. So he really did struggle in that game. I don't think that happens again. He ended up hitting 3 straight before that, and he's actually hit this over in 10 out of his 14 games so far this year. He's been really, really solid so far, and I think that he can keep it up. We all know Kevin Huerter. He is slanging that thing, all right? He is shooting it at an electric pace. He's shooting so many shots over the course of the game, and a lot of those are coming from threes. And let's be honest, the Pistons, I mean, they play at a pretty slow pace, but it's not like their defense is great. Like, if you look at the numbers, they don't give up a lot of points because they just play at such a slow pace. But overall, it's still a really good spot to target. They're not a tremendous defensive team. Also, the over-under is set to 233. That's pretty high for a Pistons game. A lot of the Pistons games are in like the 220s, something like that. I don't think I've ever seen one in 230. So I think that we see a lot of scoring here. All we're asking for Kevin Huerter is to hit 3 threes, which he's done 10 out of 14 games this year. I mean, sign me up. That's a great spot to target. So that is going to be our third and final play of the day. Kevin Huerter over 2.5 threes here versus the Pistons at -130 odds. Now, there were a couple spreads that I was looking at, so I may end up adding some to the end or like throughout the day. So make sure you guys do check out not only the pinned comment, but also check out my Twitter. I may be adding it on there, but I truly am just not sure. So make sure you guys do keep up with both those spots. But that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Next, I did just want to go there. I'm on the road to 9,000 subscribers, excuse me. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys do like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell. But that's going to be it for me. This is King Center signing out. Peace.